Today's episode covers island-wide EV transformation in Astypalea, Hyundai's clear explainer on how electric motors work, fresh moves in autonomous driving tech from major OEMs, the shifting role of Tier 1 and Tier 2 suppliers in the EV era, and Master Changan's multi-brand launch in Pakistan. Welcome back to Autonews Daily. I'm Leah Morgan. Let's dive into today's headlines. First up, Astypalea, the tiny Greek island where electric vehicles are being put at the center of a broader sustainability plan. The project on Astypalea has turned the island into a living laboratory for electrification and renewable energy integration, seeking to reduce fossil fuel use while improving mobility for residents and visitors. For the automotive industry, Astypalea offers a practical case study. It shows how coordinated public policy, infrastructure investment, and vehicle deployment can be combined at a community scale to accelerate adoption and test operational models that could translate to other islands, rural regions, and tourist destinations. Looking closer at the lessons, the island's approach emphasizes more than just putting EVs on the ground. Planners are pairing vehicle deployment with charging infrastructure, local grid upgrades, and incentives that shape user behavior. All elements that determine whether electrification is convenient and cost-effective for everyday users. For automakers and suppliers watching closely, Astypalea highlights the value of working with local governments and utilities from the earliest stages, aligning vehicle capabilities with available charging and renewable generation to avoid bottlenecks. It also underscores that successful local projects generate data and customer experience insights that can de-risk broader rollouts and inform product choices, range assumptions, and charging strategies. Transitioning from a place-based rollout to the technology beneath the hood, Hyundai has published a straightforward explanation of how EV motors work. The piece breaks down the core components: the motor itself, power electronics, and the control systems that translate battery power into rotational force into accessible concepts. For listeners in engineering, product planning, or fleet operations, this is a timely refresher. The motor is not just about peak power numbers, but about how torque delivery, thermal management, and inverter design come together to shape real-world driving behavior, efficiency, and durability. What's particularly useful about clarity on motor architecture is that it helps decision-makers match vehicle capabilities to use cases. Different motor topologies and cooling approaches change how a car performs in city traffic, on long highway stretches, or under load in commercial duty. For suppliers, understanding these trade-offs influences how they design components and prioritize R&D. For fleet managers, a better grasp of motor and inverter interactions informs expectations around maintenance, energy consumption, and how charging patterns might affect longevity. Hyundai's explanation is a reminder that transparent technical communication helps the whole ecosystem plan smarter and invest where it truly matters. Moving now to autonomy. Leading OEMs continue to advance autonomous driving technology, and recent developments reflect a maturing field that focuses on safety engineering, systems integration, and scalable validation. Rather than a single breakthrough, we're seeing incremental but meaningful progress across sensing stacks, software architectures, and redundancy strategies that collectively improve reliability. OEM efforts are increasingly about packaging autonomy into commercially viable products, which requires not just capable algorithms but robust hardware, rigorous testing, and clear pathways to regulatory acceptance. That evolution has practical consequences for partners and suppliers. Hardware suppliers are being asked to deliver higher levels of sensor fusion and fail operational designs, while software teams are working on creating modular platforms that can be updated and validated over the air. Meanwhile, regulators and insurers are watching closely, pushing manufacturers to demonstrate system-level safety through simulation and real-world testing. For listeners tracking the timeline to wider deployment, these developments suggest that autonomous features will continue to expand in capability and availability, but that large-scale, unsupervised autonomy still hinges on regulatory frameworks and public acceptance as much as on technology. Shifting focus to the supply chain, the dynamic between Tier 1 and Tier 2 suppliers is changing in response to the rise of electric vehicles. In the ICE era, Tier 1 suppliers often assembled complex systems around combustion engines and transmissions, with Tier 2 firms providing niche components. EV architectures upend some of that division. Battery systems, power electronics, electric motors, and thermal management become central, and these systems require tight integration between suppliers and OEMs. The result is a redefinition of roles, where some Tier 2 companies with specialized expertise in cells, power semiconductors, or sensors gain outsized importance and must scale quickly. This shift brings both risk and opportunity. OEMs are evaluating vertical integration versus partnering strategies, and suppliers face pressure to invest in new capabilities while maintaining cost competitiveness. Supply chain resilience becomes more than inventory management. It's about securing raw materials for batteries, managing long lead times for semiconductors, and ensuring quality in components that are safety critical for vehicle electrification and autonomy. The changing supplier landscape also opens room for new entrants, startups and non-traditional suppliers, to capture value if they can demonstrate reliability and scalability. For procurement and strategy teams, the message is clear. Reassess supplier tiers, strengthen technical collaboration, and build flexible sourcing strategies to support rapid product development cycles. Before we get to the biggest story of today, a quick request. If you find this episode useful, please like and subscribe. It helps us keep bringing the news to you. Now to the most popular story, Master Changan Motors launch at PAPS 2025. The company unveiled 3 brands and 11 models at the auto show and notably introduced Pakistan's first CKD REEV SUV, the Deepal S05. This launch is significant on multiple fronts. It expands model choice in a growing market, signals investor confidence in localization through CKD assembly, and brings a range-extended electric vehicle concept to Pakistan's market for the first time under a local assembly scheme. The implications are both commercial and strategic. On the commercial side, introducing multiple brands and models broadens customer options and gives dealers more to sell across segments. For consumers, a locally assembled REEV can offer the benefits of electrification while addressing range concerns common in markets with uneven charging infrastructure. Strategically, the CKD approach indicates a longer-term commitment to the market. Local assembly creates jobs, builds parts suppliers, and can reduce vehicle prices compared with fully imported models. For regional competitors and global automakers watching closely, Master Changan's move highlights how joint ventures and locally tailored product strategies can accelerate electrification in emerging markets where infrastructure and purchasing power vary widely. The Deepal S05 as a CKD REEV also illustrates a pragmatic pathway for markets that are still building charging networks. Range extender architectures pair battery electric driving with a small onboard engine used to generate electricity when the battery is depleted, reducing range anxiety while still delivering many electric benefits. If the rollout includes training for technicians, parts localization, and an expanding dealer network, it could translate into meaningful uptake and a template other manufacturers might follow when entering similar markets. That wraps our coverage for today. Thank you for listening and see you tomorrow.